that's a wrap on the first round of the Gridiron DM competition here at Etten Games. Let's go talk to the DMs and the players and see how things went for them. All right, we got Gary. Gary, you want to tell us how it went?
Yeah, so my party woke up. They didn't know each other. They woke up trapped in a small room with a large chest. Their equipment was not with them. They met somebody called the Watcher who told them that they were there for her entertainment, and she didn't really care if they lived or died. So they found their equipment inside the chest, but they had to figure out how to open the door, which was held shut with an immovable rod. They managed to disarm that. We moved on to the next room where they had to craft a jewel for her as a gift in order to open the next door. And while in there, they opened a small black chest that glowed inside, which gave those who looked inside of it the ability to see in normal and magical darkness. They proceeded through the dungeon, had to fight some bugbears and a grick and a displacer beast. They had to use a variety of skills, a firebolt to open another magical door, and they had to all share details about their characters to open the final door. That was it.
Sounds good. I mean, it seems like they had fun. So,
Hopefully. Cool.
well, thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Blackstone. Blackstone, how did your game go? Like, just let us know, how you use the items and all that stuff.
Went pretty okay. They seem to have fun. So the Displacer Beast is like the last one that's left there. The civilization that they were exploring, they worshipped and kept them as like tame ones, basically. But that didn't end well. So there's one left, and they run into it, have to fight it. The chest with the glowing box, I put in one that has the actual treasure, the end of the dungeon, right, with a magic crown, which can only be accessed by making a ladder out of immovable rods. The other one is like a much smaller one that's just filled with uncut diamonds for maximum reference.
Nice.
But yeah.
Fantastic. Well, sounds like everybody had fun. So thanks for taking part in it.
Yeah, if they didn't have fun, at least they lied to my face about it.
Got one of the players here. This is Rox Nielsen. And so how did your game go?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Our DM was pretty creative with using the secret ingredients.
Very cool. So just making sure everybody had a good time. So I'm glad you did.
I always love this competition. I hope you guys do it more often.
And here we have the one, the only, Chris Lowell. Chris, how did your game go?
It went awesome, man. It was just a great experience. It's nice to see a bunch of new players come in, knock out some monsters, and just have a good fun time. Playing a different world and playing in a different character. It's really great.
Sweet. So how did you use the secret ingredients that we gave you?
Okay, so we had 3 secret ingredients. One was a displacer beast, which was a creature. Another one was an immovable rod. And then the third one was a black chest that opened up and had a magical light when it was opened. So the displacer beast was actually a guardian pet of the young girl that was stolen away. She was a noble in the adventure. She was kidnapped, and they had to go save her. And while running through the forest, tracking down the kidnappers, they encountered the displacer beast on the hunt, attempting to save back his charge. The immovable rod was a gift given to the players to use as they saw fit. Where the rogue was actually gifted this immovable rod, where he used it to stop the portcullis from falling down and trapping the young lady inside. So he was able to keep the door open before time ran out, and they were able to get inside and save the day. And then as far as the magical chest, I actually used that as a way to give them their gifts. It was a magical chest that randomly gave them something special at the start of the adventure. Each of them received a potion to help them along the way, as well as some sort of knickknack that was able to help them, carry back treasure or carry something into the next adventure should they choose to keep these characters. And then the rogue got the immovable rod. I rolled randomly, so that way that gift was given to somebody who was random at the table. So, but they all got potions of healing, and it was just a grand old time, and it was great.
That's awesome, man. Well, can't wait to see how everybody fares in the end.
Oh, it's going to be great, man. A lot of great competition, man, and I've been in these things before, and it's always fun. Ed Games always delivers, bringing this kind of excitement and just bring a competition to a game that usually doesn't have a type of competition. So it's just great to have tons of fun like that.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for chatting.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
We got Andrew here, one of our players. Andrew, how'd your game go? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it went really well. I was playing a halfling, and I named him Ron, and he was a rogue. I don't know, my character, he did pretty well. He didn't get hit very many times during the game. So,
that's always a plus.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Everybody else, they were getting smacked around. But I was sneaky. So. It was a good time.
Hey, Alex, how did your game go?
So my game went pretty well. So we started off as like the small adventuring party being hired by a gnome to go retrieve treasure from this ancient building civilization area. It's a horrible way to describe it, but what was really interesting was I'm used to my current group playing, so playing with new players was phenomenal and what made it even better was being able to make the first stupid decision to take a left instead of go forward. And,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and all the little details. He was very lenient. The gnome that had hired us had also come with us, and while we were fighting a displacer beast, our DM had said that the gnome was saying, "You can do this," to the cleric of the party, and I changed the campaign from him just being a commoner to him being a bard and giving them bardic inspiration.
Awesome, man. Well, it sounds like you guys had a good time, and we're always glad to have you here, man.
It was pretty damn fun.
And we got Troy here. Troy, one of our DMs. Why don't you tell me how you used these secret ingredients in your game today?
Well, with the black box was kind of one of the ones that was the hardest one because it's an unmagical item and everything. So I made it into a holy relic that would actually help an improvement of the town because it had been going through a hard time for the banditry and everything from it. Those supplies were needed an uplift from it. So I made it where the characters actually had to guide a wagon through bandit-infested lands so they could bring it to the outpost to cheer everybody up. And when that happened, that's when I started rewarding them and everything.
Awesome. So it seems like it went pretty well for you.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Guys did great. There was some parts I didn't expect in there with some random encounters. As
per usual.
Yeah, exactly right. But it went really smooth. The players are fantastic. They engaged. So when players engage, it always makes everything go much smoother and easier like that. They were a lot of fun to play with.
Well, that's great to hear, man. Can't wait to see how everybody scored, and we're super glad to have you, man. Thanks for coming.
I appreciate being here, guys. Have a good one.
Hi, Caroline.
Hello.
How was playing today?
It's excellent. I had a great time.
That's awesome. Anything surprising jump out at you in your game, or?
Yeah, we got attacked by displacer beasts.
Excellent. That's my favorite D&D monster. So, well, I'm glad you had fun, and it's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, here we are. Guys, I got to tell you, this is always a lot of fun, but this is never easy because the point tallies always come in neck and neck. I mean, we're talking about just a couple of points here and a couple of points here. Okay? It was really close. And before I say this, and I know this is going to sound campy as all heck, you all did a great job. The stuff I saw on the players' sheets, like the little extra notes and the details that they really
They took a lot of time on these scorecards, which tells me you guys must have done a heck of a job. Now, that being said, before I announce, the first and second place winners, first place and runner-up, will be going on to the semifinals. You're done. You don't have to play again. You've placed. Congratulations. We're going to see you again in July. However, if you want to play, that's fine. The other two who did not place, you get to do this again in March or in May. So don't think you're out. This isn't a single elimination kind of thing. You get a retry. Okay? So, Gary, congratulations. You got first place.
Gary!
And Chris, you were right behind him, like neck and neck. When I say points, so close. It was really hard. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Chris, I know you've done this before. You guys are both winners. Your handouts were fantastic. Gary, I mean, your players were agonizing over every single point they gave you. And I heard a little bit of the side conversation. I don't think I did that good a job. Well, your players said it once. So, you know, and Chris, you always knock it out of the park. Blackstone, same thing. You guys, they were agonizing over every point they gave you. And Troy, same thing. I know he left. This is to you, Troy. You did a fantastic job. I know you guys were a little nervous. You did great. I look forward to seeing you and Troy again actually trying this. So thank you all the players for showing up. Thank you everybody who's been following our Facebook and Instagram and putting up with our constant posts because they have been brutal. Like, oh, look, it's about the Gridiron DM again. Yes, we were really trying hard to get this thing launched before. We couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. Next round will be in February. That'll be announced at Dragon's Lair. And then ours will be probably announcing in the next week or two for March. So we'll have plenty of time to get you guys going. Again, thank you. Gary, you'll be getting $8 in stored credit. You'll be getting 40 plus. So well done, gentlemen, ladies, folks, Ettins. Love y'all.
So, Lee, how did your game go today? I mean, playing as a player.
Well, the barbarian that acts as a wizard works way better than the wizard that thinks he's a barbarian.
And would you care to go a little further in explanation for that, or
spent a lot of the game on my ass?